Yay, the kids are finally asleep.
So do you feel like...
Playing a game?
I've got a feeling a boss fight's coming up.
Ooh, I just got wrecked.
Headshot, baby.
Ooh, it's your turn to get the baby.
So are you up to the challenge?
Run, 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 run.
And we're dead.
That's when I realized I have no idea what I'm doing.
GG. Welcome back to another episode of the Gamer Parents Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm joined by my wonderful wife, Joanne.
Hello, everybody.
Joanne and I are a married couple. We have 2 kids, ages 4 and 2.
Yep.
And we love to talk about life and games.
And in parenting.
We have a lot to go over today, just with how much has happened in the last week. So I'll go ahead and kick things off and ask Joanne, how was your week?
My week has been going really hard.
Fair.
Well, like we said last week, our kids and us ourselves, we have been under the weather.
Here and there. Yeah, it's kind of like, it seems like it's been like one person at a time.
Yeah.
And with the 4 of us, it's just kind of slowly eats its way through.
Yes. And this week was one of those weeks where the 2-year-old started getting sicker than usual.
Yeah, she was like the last one to get it.
Yeah.
And I think our son was like probably the first. Mm-hmm. So like by the time she was starting getting sick, he was pretty much all the way better. Yeah. And then we were kind of in there in between. But us, not so bad for the most part.
Maybe you not so bad. But more like me and the kids, because I spend like the whole day with them while you're at work.
Yeah.
So it's been like our son and then me and then our daughter and then me again, ongoing together with her. So yeah, brought her to the doctors and she's on some antibiotic right now. But that's about it in life, I would say. I'll let you go to the more exciting part of life later.
Sure. Yeah.
But for gaming, since my computer is still dead, I haven't been able to game much on my computer. And with the sick kids, I couldn't game on the Switch either. So I turned to the easiest option, which is mobile games. So I've been playing the Puzzles and Survivors Resident Evil collaboration game, right?
Right.
And that's still ongoing. It's just upgrading my headquarters and leveling up my commander in there. So it's an everyday fight with the zombies.
Is that a game that you can only play a certain amount and then like kind of forces you to come back to it later? Or is it one you could like play endlessly if you wanted to?
Right now, I think it's like a pretty big game because most of the people in my guild or alliance, they call it, they're pretty way up there. And I'm still like at least level 15-ish.
Okay.
They're like level 30 or something right now. So I think it's pretty much a lot of upgrading to be done here and there. And they have like events every week. There's new events and it's just so much to do every day that I can't even like pause. Otherwise my headquarters get attacked by zombies or other guilds. They can attack one another. Like kind of like Command and Conquer where you could attack one another.
Right, but a little bit slower paced probably. And
which
like,
one is slower
you could just be
paced?
like attacked while you're offline or something.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. So yeah, I would say a bit slower paced, but still during the events it can get pretty busy. And this week I actually downloaded a new mobile game, Marvel Snap, because I was already kind of like running out of games and options.
And because I've been playing it and talking about it for weeks.
Yes, that too. And also because the streamer that got me into the puzzles and survival game was sponsored by Marvel Snap. So just to support him, I downloaded Marvel Snap. And I have been playing it for like how many days right now? About 4-5 days.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it is definitely, I would say it's harder than the puzzles and survival game that I'm playing.
Really?
Because you really have to put like strategy and choose the cards that you want in your deck. Kind of like Hearthstone in that sense.
Yeah, and it's been a while since you played Hearthstone.
Exactly, because I don't want any strategy.
But I think it's a lot more like that, except I think it's probably easier than Hearthstone.
Yeah.
At least it's simpler.
Simpler than Hearthstone, and I like their the effects of every card, you know, kind of like when you upgrade them and they frame break and then they become like 3D.
The upgrading is cool. Like the frame break, 3D, like shiny logo, all that weird crazy stuff that makes the cards look really cool.
And the effects when you play them.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting. It taught me a lot about other Marvel characters in the Marvel universe. That's for sure. But I am enjoying it so far. I hate to say that, but I see why you like it right now. And I know I haven't accepted your challenge to duel with you because I don't have enough cards that are great like yours. You have.
I was just joking. I think you probably have to get used to the game a little bit more.
Yes. And it's fun so far, like just even fighting with bots. You say I'm fighting with bots, right? I
think so. I don't think it's ever been like proven, but I know a lot of people have said that, they basically have just won the first probably 100 games, and people were trying to figure it out whether those were actually bots or real players. And it seemed like a lot of people were saying that it was bots, although I don't think the game ever actually came out and confirmed that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what it seemed like to me, but I could be completely wrong. Who knows?
But it was fun. I mean, I'm still playing these two games as and when I have any free time, which is rare. And I think it's harder for me to play Marvel Snap around the kids because when it was my turn, I mean, like you said, it's not that big of a deal, but it is a big of a deal to me because I don't like losing my cubes or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, so that's my update in life and gaming. Just recuperating. Have a lot of chicken soup this week, that's for sure. And also Marvel Snap being the new game. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, so I would add to that, it's been rough with kind of the sickness passing around between us, but also we've had a lot of bad storms here in Texas the last week. I think it's like we've had a thunderstorm like every other day, it seems like. True. I mean, we've probably had like 3 or 4 in the last week. And then they've been like, some of them were pretty bad.
Like pretty loud.
Yeah, I mean, not like damaging, not life-threatening or anything like that. I just mean that very loud and usually in the middle of the night. Yeah. And it's woken the kids up a few times. And plus when they've been sick, so they haven't really been sleeping that great anyways. And of course, when they get up, we get up.
Yep.
And so no one's been sleeping that well the last week or so. So that's kind of the reason it's been a rougher week.
Parenting life, guys.
Yeah, but as far as the good stuff on what's happened this last week, on the life side of things, one thing that's really cool that we get to look forward to is tomorrow is my parents' 35th anniversary. Woohoo! Which is a huge milestone, and that's really cool.
It is.
Especially as a married couple, something that we can look forward to.
35 years is long, y'all.
Yes. So we're going to be celebrating that with them, just going out to eat all together, them and then us and our kids.
Yep.
So that'll be, looking forward to getting out and celebrating that with them. And so happy anniversary to them. I know they listen.
Yes, happy anniversary, guys. We love you.
Yes, very much. And so what else this week? I know last week we mentioned we had kind of like just started watching some Naruto.
Yeah,
and
I
think it was like that
episodes
day.
Last week.
Yeah, I think we recorded on Saturday. We started watching the show like that morning or that afternoon or something. And we watched like a whole bunch of it that day. And we kind of briefly talked a little bit about the start of that and us watching it. And just to kind of reiterate, I've watched a lot of them before. Like I didn't watch every single thing, every episode, but you had never seen any of them before.
Yes, I have never watched Naruto. I've heard about it. It was kind of like a thing of the past by the time I was in Japan, so I didn't really get into it. I was into the latest anime back then, which was Bleach.
Right. At
that time. And now, since it was on Netflix and you got me watching it, and last week we were talking about the first 10 episodes.
Yep.
And how far have we gone since then?
Where are we now? Like season 4?
Yeah, season 4.
We've been binge watching this. We'll just various points throughout the day. We'll just like turn it on and watch a few episodes and then take a break and then turn it back on for a few episodes just while we're hanging out with the kids or preparing meals or whatever. We'll just kind of have it on. And since Joanne's computer has been broken and I haven't done a whole lot of gaming either. We've just been watching Naruto after the kids go to sleep.
Yeah, mainly also because we were tired with them being sick and the lack of sleep at night from the storms.
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, that's one part of it, but and I don't think I fully explained that. So you're new to Naruto. I watched it when it first came out when I was in high school, and that was like I think I was first introduced to like the English version, but there wasn't very many episodes out in English yet, so I ended up watching like a whole bunch of them in Japanese and like really fell in love with the anime. And it's one thing that like I wanted to introduce you to.
Yeah.
Was like I wish that you knew how cool and how good of a show Naruto was, but at the same time I was like that'd be way too much of a time commitment to try and show you all of that.
Yeah.
Compared to other things. But now that we started, I don't think we can stop. We've gone through like so much of the story, and you're already starting to feel attached to characters, and you know, people come into the show and you get attached to those people, and people die and they get taken away, or you know, they change, or all this stuff. So I feel like you're kind of getting pulled into that. And you're getting sucked into it too, for sure.
Very much so. I mean, to the point where I actually like DoorDash some ramen, because Naruto loves ramen, and him eating ramen every time we watch it is like Inception, you know, like it goes in my head and I start craving ramen, and I had to order a bowl of ramen.
Yeah, and I mean, you have more ties to like Japanese food and culture and everything. So like, and plus with you, since you speak Japanese, that's probably a different experience for you than quite for me.
Yeah, and the best part is like, since we're watching it in Japanese right now, like sometimes I don't even have to look at the TV to know what's going on, because I can just listen and know what's happening. Yeah, but you have to like watch every moment of it.
Otherwise I don't know what they're saying.
Because you need to see the subtitles.
Yep, I need to read the subtitles.
Yeah.
And all the time, like, there'll be like words written on something like on screen, and then I'll be like, oh, what does that say? Because obviously it's, you know, maybe it's a sign or something, or it's, you know, something written on somebody. And you'll tell me what it says. So that's cool, because I would like never know that before or without you telling me that. So, but I would have to ask, who is your favorite character so far?
Well, as of today, I've discovered my favorite character is Tsunade, which is one of the legendary Sannin. And Sannin means 3 people.
Okay, like a trio or something? Yeah,
the trio, kind of. I really like her. I felt very relatable to her. Like, she wants to look young and she's 50, you know, all that. And she's really strong and cool. So that's one thing I like about her. And she has nice nails too. Very she fights with high heels.
Oh yeah, she does, huh?
That was pretty cool. But apart from all that, you were right. Naruto is definitely one of those anime that puts a lot of culture in it. Like just the food, the festivals in it, as well as the music. And we downloaded some of the music notes for that favorite song of ours in there, the Sadness and Sorrow, I believe. Yeah.
So the piano that we got our kids for Christmas that you've been using a lot lately, which is fine. It's just funny that we end up using a lot of our kids' things, I think, because we're kids at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of like a beginner keyboard that you have been using to play some cool stuff on. So yes, there's definitely some Naruto songs that are going to be played in the future. I did have one other question for you, though, Naruto related, but what's been your favorite either episode so far or your favorite fight so far?
My favorite fight so far would be the one where Naruto released his nine-tailed fox.
Okay. I think it's happened a few times.
Yeah, I think he's only used it like 3 times so far. But I like the second fight where he used it.
The Naruto versus Neji fight in the Chunin exams? Okay.
Yeah, in the Chunin exams. Because I think that's where it's very like on par. He's pretty good for... Yeah. And one more thing why I felt like the anime itself is very good. It's very positive. Like he is... kind of like that Parks and Recreation lady, Leslie Knope.
Yeah, we joked about that earlier,
Yeah, like it could be like everything's bad around, and then he can still find
he finds the little bit of light in the darkness, or he finds the positivity of any situation. He doesn't let people put him down or tell him that he can't do something.
Or his condition.
even though he's not necessarily born skilled, he doesn't give up, and he tries as hard as he possibly can until his body gives out.
Yeah, and I was adopting that like this entire 2 weeks, with everything being so hard with the kids and the lack of sleep and just not being well. I just like keep telling myself to push it and to like push it through just because of Naruto.
Yeah, I've always loved that part about the show. Like, it's so positive. There's really negative people in the show also who are, you could easily say, are pretty bad people. And then like Naruto and a couple of others who are just kind of like, they make you feel so good about things, just the way they act and think about things and what they say.
Yeah, what they say.
Man, it's just, it's definitely heartwarming.
And some of it reminded me of what my senseis used to tell me when I was studying before, when it was like so hard, and they were like, never give up, Yeah,
they probably watched Naruto too, so it's fine.
I know.
So I don't want to stay on Naruto too long, just because some people probably don't watch it or aren't as interested in it. So also this week we saw the Mario movie. Today, actually, we went and saw the new Mario movie in theaters.
Yes.
We took both of our kids, so we were there with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, which, especially the 2-year-old's already a little bit of a challenge, getting them to sit still for an hour and a half. But there was lots of popcorn involved for both of them, and treats and snacks.
And your parents came too.
True. Yeah, we had the grandparents there as well, so it was all 6 of us.
Yep.
We wanted to go out and see the new Mario movie. We didn't really get a chance to when it first came out because we were kind of in between getting sick.
Yep.
But now we finally got a chance to, and obviously without giving any spoilers, wanting to talk about our thoughts on the movie. Before I dive into mine, do you have any thoughts? What did you think of the movie? Did you like it?
Oh yeah, I really like it. I like the whole twist they had to it. Like, when I hear about Mario movie, I was thinking like, okay, we're just gonna watch it like in Mario Land or something. I never would have thought they're actually humans. Like, I mean, I know they're humans, but I mean, I didn't expect it to start like, like them having a life just like you and me and stuff like that.
Yeah, like where they're in New York and stuff.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, that was pretty interesting. And also, I have a newfound respect for Princess Peach. I thought she was a certain kind of damsel in distress, and apparently she's much more than that. They made sure to not make her look as much of a weakling like we thought when we were playing the games.
Yeah, I think they've kind of always done that with Peach, or at least from what I remember, that she's always getting captured and needing to be saved. Yeah. And, kind of helpless, and, Mario's there to, swoop in and save the day. Yeah. Kind of Peach, or Princess Peach. And I guess I've never really been fond of, like, that kind of version of her, as it's not very empowering or whatever. And I kind of like what they did with her in the movie, that, she's not, I won't go into too much, but she's definitely not as helpless as they had her be in other games.
That's probably also because of the generation.
True. I think that was more of like an older thing, obviously. And that the times have changed. And I think they did a good job of keeping true to a lot of things and then making some changes where they were definitely necessary. Yeah.
And it's the same as Disney, when growing up, we always see people like Snow White and everybody needs to be safe. And now it's Frozen and Elsa, she could save herself.
Yeah, I like that part a lot as well. And just to kind of give our backgrounds on Mario, you haven't really played much of Mario games. I mean, now you played the newest Mario Kart and Mario Party. But like before that, there was not much Mario for you, right?
No, I've only watched my brother and his friends play before. But being the little girl, they didn't want me messing with their stuff. So I was always like watching from afar.
Okay. Yeah, so minor Mario exposure, I guess. For me, I've played a few of the Mario games, like on Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64. That was pretty much about it. So, I mean, I'm not kind of overkill when it comes to Mario stuff. But I did catch a lot of the, I guess, tributes to like the Mario name throughout the movie. They had a lot of stuff in there from the games, like a lot of the characters. you know, a lot of the power-ups and the different things that kind of made Mario games.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did a really good job kind of incorporating all of those things. They even had the music was also really good.
Yeah.
The songs that they chose were like oldies, and they fit for like that time, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
But also like they would bring in a lot of the old Mario music, but they changed it a little bit. But it was still very recognizable. Like for anyone who's played Mario games in the past, you know, like all the sounds and the songs and stuff from the games, and they kind of brought that into the movie and definitely just made it like more modern. And even, you know, as they were like traversing New York City, it still felt like that platformer feel. Like they kind of brought that into it. It wasn't so much like 3D. There was one part where they're going through the town, and like you feel like, oh, they're just running through the platforming game, you know, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
So like it was like a lot of things you're like, oh, you know exactly why they did that, because, you know, we know the Mario franchise. Another thing, I know there was, when they announced the casting, there was a lot of discussion on who they picked to do the voice acting for some of the characters, and especially around Chris Pratt playing Mario. A lot of people not thinking that he was the best choice for that, and there has been a lot of discussion around that. And
what do you think?
I know they didn't share very much of his Mario voices like in the trailers, so a lot of people had to see the movie to really figure out what they think. And I didn't mind it at all. I feel like it didn't really sound like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Like at the very beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, that's Chris Pratt. And then like once the movie started moving forward, like I kind of forgot, and his voice wasn't like a constant reminder of like, oh, that's Chris Pratt. Like some of the other characters were a lot more recognizable.
Really? I wouldn't recognize Bowser's
like
voice.
Jack Black being Bowser, I definitely could tell, and it was kind of hard to forget that, but it was okay. I think his voice was fine for Bowser.
Yeah, it was suitable, and I didn't even know it was him until
until the end. I kind of knew already because I've been following the movie a little bit. And then who was the other one? Oh, Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong. It was just his kind of normal voice, which was okay. I think I would have liked to see them do something a little bit different with Donkey Kong's voice, but it was okay. Donkey Kong, I don't think, was a huge character in the movie. But I mean, as far as like Toad and the other characters, like I think all the voices were fine.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite character from the movie?
I really like Toad.
Me too, yeah.
Because he was so cute, and I don't know, it's just his voice, and I didn't know it was Key that was making the voice either, because it was so unrecognizable. I really felt like it was Toad himself when we watched the Mario Party.
Yeah, I kind of totally forgot that was who it was behind the voice. And I thought, I agree. Toad was an awesome character. I love what they did with him. He was cute, but like brave, and it was wonderful. I mean,
he could still stand out even among all the other Toads.
Yes. Yep.
That was funny.
Yep. I'm hoping that they do another one and introduce even more characters, right? So we kind of get to see Yoshi, Wario, maybe Waluigi.
Yeah, definitely. And I know our son, because he played Mario Party and Mario Kart with us, he recognized a lot of things like the Rainbow Road and also Shy Guy.
The Shy Guys.
Yeah, he was telling me how cute Shy Guys were and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was like, their mask is so cute. Yeah, I think he enjoyed it. He probably was getting a little bit tired of it, I think, towards the end, but it seemed like he enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah.
I also liked there was one part where it was like a look back at Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And they even, I think you can even see it in the trailer, but they were driving down the Rainbow Road, which is level in the Mario Kart games as well. And I don't know if it was in all of the Mario Kart games, but I know the first original one on Nintendo 64, there was the Rainbow Road level, and there was one part like where you can kind of hit the edge of it and then like hop over and like land on the road below, and that would basically be like a shortcut, right? Because the map would kind of loop around and go underneath and stuff. So you could do that in order to like kind of cheese your way ahead of the race. And they kind of did something like that in the movie, even, where like they kind of go off the road and then land somewhere down below. So I was like, oh, I feel like we did that like, 20, 25 years ago, whenever whenever we were playing this on Nintendo 64.
And this was when the Koopa Troopas were like chasing them, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they're on Rainbow Road and stuff. But like even stuff like that, like it wasn't, I'm sure not everybody knew about that secret, but it was pretty well known. Like most people would kind of use those secrets on certain levels to do that kind of stuff. Like, and I don't really know if there's much of that in the latest Mario Kart games, but that was like a big thing to me, like in the old games, and to see them kind of do something like that. And I don't know if that was on purpose or if it was just maybe a coincidence that they did that, but I thought it was really cool to see.
Yeah, we should definitely share, also, since we're watching this today, we should definitely share your Father's Day card that I got you. That was very Mario.
Oh yeah, from last year?
Yeah.
Right?
I think it was last year, yeah.
Yes, I want to see that again. That's a good reminder. Now, I think that's pretty much it for our weekly updates. For gaming, I think the only thing that I've done is Marvel Snap. Nothing really new there. Not really playing anything differently. Just trying to coach you through some things and help you learn it a little bit more as you're new, but that's about it. I do want to add, I'll do a little quick update for Dylan, our son, our 4-year-old this week. He is playing a new game, which is like Ryan's World, but like Tag with Ryan.
Yeah, it's called Tag with Ryan.
Tag with Ryan. It's basically kind of like one of those just like running games where you have to like, swipe up to jump, swipe down to, slide, or left or right, yada, 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 whatever. And you collect coins and you try and like avoid obstacles and stuff. And I've always kind of liked those games, but this is kind of just one of those that he's playing. And something interesting kind of happened with that game, but you can get pizza slices. It's kind of like a currency that's somewhat rare, and you can either save the pizza slices, or every time you die, or not die, but every time you get tagged and lose, you can spend your pizza slices to like basically get an extra life or continue, wherever you just got tagged. And I noticed every single time he'd get pizza slices, he would immediately use them the next time he lost so he could continue. And like me being a gamer, and I'm the kind who I like to save everything that I have, so I can save up for like the new shiny item that I want to get from the shop. And it kind of like got to me that he would like, as soon as he get them, he'd spend them like on just something as simple as continuing his game versus like saving it up for like, a new skin or power-ups or whatever that he could get from the shop. And so I showed him all the things that are in the shop, and I was like, and he wanted them, right? He'd be like, oh, I want this one. And I would be like, well, you don't have any pizza slices left because you've spent them all. So what you can do, you can start saving them, and then you can go back and you can pick out something, right? And so immediately after I like showed him all this and explained this to him, like he stopped spending all the pizza slices as soon as he got them. Right. And
even when I was playing and I was like, should we continue? And he's like, no, don't. I'm saving my pizza. He said. Yeah,
but he was so bummed that like he couldn't buy them because he didn't have any pizza slices because he had like been constantly spending them. So, and it was cool for me to see like him immediately get it. They're like, oh, I should start saving these things. Even though he wants to hit that button and continue and spend his pizza slices, like he knows that he's better off holding on to them and saving up to get something different, something bigger. So it was cool that he's learned that through a game, right? That I wasn't expecting him to learn that today, and he did. So that was really fun.
Aw, and the funny thing was his 2-year-old sister would come and press continue for him when he lost.
It's funny because when he's playing a game like that where he has to concentrate on his Amazon Fire, he hates it. Like if somebody distracts him, or like he could be playing, I could come up and like start talking to him or sit next to him, and he'd be like, don't distract me. And I'll try to be respectful, right? Like if he's in the middle of a game, like I won't. I'll try to wait till he's done, or like I'm not going to bug him when he's in the middle of it. I know he's focused.
Gamer code.
But his sister will just come up and like mess with him on purpose, just because of his reaction.
Because she loves to see him get.
She'll try and like put her hand on the screen, or like take it away from him, or like
Tickle him.
lay on top of him and stuff. And it drives him crazy because he just like wants to try and beat the game.
Yeah.
And we even like, all right, you go over here, you sit on this couch, and then she's going to be over here, and then she'll like kind of walk over there, and then we'll be like, no, Faith, get back here. leave him alone. Let him do his thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny to see their interaction.
Yeah, it's funny at the same time that it hurts. Because I totally feel it.
Yeah, it's like when you're trying to play a game and you lose internet or lags, or like it can just be frustrating when things are not going your way. It's not making it easy, but I kind of feel for him.
Yeah, but that's about it for our updates on life, right? And
it is. So we can hop into new game releases for this week, and this list is quite a doozy. We have quite a few this week. We had Disney Speedstorm on all consoles and PC, God of Rock on all consoles and PC, Minecraft Legends on all consoles and PC, Puzzle Quest 3 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and Xbox One, The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story on all consoles and PC, Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster series on PS4 and Switch, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach on Switch, Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores on PS5, Teslagrad 2 on all consoles and PC, Teslagrad Remastered on all consoles and PC, Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly on all consoles, Lost Epic on Switch, Outer Terror on PC, Super Meat Boy Forever, it's a weird title,
I know,
on iOS and Android, Advanced Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp on Switch, and finally, Dead Island 2 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Ooh,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. Any of those stuck out to you?
Minecraft Legends was...
I know.
Might be worth checking out. More on that probably in a minute or so. But I mean, especially after Minecraft Dungeons was so much fun for us, it might be worth checking out Minecraft Legends.
Once I get my PC fix, yes.
Yes. And I mean, Dead Island 2 I think has a lot of potential. I never really liked Dead Island 1, but I feel like if they did it right or better in Dead Island 2, maybe. I like the idea of those kinds of games. But we'll see how this one goes. It just came out yesterday. But I think that's about it. All to say there. Joanne, what about new Game Pass games this week?
New on Game Pass this week is Minecraft Legends. That's a day one release on console, PC, and cloud. Coffee Talk Episode 2 on console, PC, and cloud. Medieval Dynasty on Xbox One. Homestead Arcana on Xbox Series X and S, PC, and cloud.
Okay, cool. So Minecraft Legends and Coffee Talk Episode 2 are both day one releases.
Yeah, we could check them
on Game
out.
Pass. Yes. Well, we have to wait for your computer to be fixed before we can play anything together.
Or we could play it on your computer. Who knows?
True. Yeah.
But that is it for the new games released this week.
Yep. So let's get into where people can find us, where we are online. We have been slacking a little bit the last couple weeks, but typically every Tuesday night we are live streaming on Twitch at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. We're really going to make a point of being there this upcoming Tuesday. So if you want to come hang out with us in a live stream, we are most likely going to be playing...
on one computer?
Yes, because we only have one working computer right now. We are going to be playing the Mortuary's Assistant, most likely.
Probably.
We're going to be playing a scary game. Or at least Joanne's going to be playing a scary game. I'm going to be watching at a distance, most likely.
Next to me.
I'll be moderating or something. Maybe. We'll see. I haven't really played a game like that in a long time for good reason. So we shall see. You can also find us over on YouTube under the Gamer Parents Podcast channel. Or on Twitter at twitter.com/gamerparentspod.
Yep. Or over at Instagram at gamer_parents_podcast.
If you can give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is, wherever it is, we would greatly appreciate it. And speaking of that, we have a rating and review to go over. So we always say that if anyone wants to give us a review, we will read it aloud on the podcast. And so we have one from this last week.
On Apple Podcast, was it?
Yes. Yep. So Apple Podcast. So if you want to give us a review, it's going to be read out just like this one. But we have a review from Robot Kirby. And it's a 5-star review.
Woohoo! Thank you, Robot Kirby, for
yes,
5 stars.
So the review says, it's titled, Great Chill Listen. And it says, I just love listening every week to these two. They are funny and wholesome and keep on entertaining. The more I listen, the more I feel like I have in common. Peeps are disgusting. Thank you. But Cadbury eggs, that's a whole podcast in its own.
I agree.
Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so much, Robot Kirby.
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate the 5-star review. Excellent 5-star review. And I am really starting to like that guy. You better be careful. But that's the only review that we have this week. Hopefully we get some more in there, maybe. Who knows? You'd be doing us a huge favor if you did. The best place to come and hang out with us would be in our Discord server. We are talking in there basically all throughout the day on different topics, from life to games to food to movies to music to kids to whatever. And although not as much lately, but we are normally in the voice chats as well, hanging out after our kids go to sleep, talking with each other and with others. So if that's your style, feel free to join us.
Yep.
But that's about all that we have for you this week. This has been episode 64. Which is amazing because of the Nintendo 64. The special number in my heart.
Yep.
But that's all that we have for you guys this time. So we will catch you in the next one.
Bye.